good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. This is an exciting day for us. This is the Fire Station 63 headquarters groundbreaking ceremony, and we are so pleased to be here today. It has taken us literally decades to get to the point of being able to fund and plan such a project. So this is an important day for our community. I'd like to introduce officials and guests present today. As I call your name, will you please just raise your hand or step forward? First, the Honorable Mayor Steve Bader, President of City Council Lynn Kugel, City Council members Terry Johnson, Mike Kuhn, Brian Wofsik, Rob Reddick, and Rick Reed. Germantown Township trustees and officials Jake Stubbs, Dr. Mark Cross, Abra Reed, Mark Keener, and Chief Anzik. Fire Chief Dan Aldred and Police Chief Roy McGill. EMS Chief Bev Campbell and members of the Germantown Rescue Squad and all of our fire department and EMS department employees. Our Fire Oversight Committee members Lynn Cleveland, Glenn Yurka, Richard Pettit, Dr. Mark Cross, and Mike Kuhn. Veterans Memorial Playground Committee representative Bob McLean. Project architect Rick Willis and Tim Bayment from App Architecture. General contractor Rob Lee Master, Jesse King, and Dayla Bruce from Bilberry Construction. Did I miss anyone? And I'm Judy Gilliland, your city manager. By way of background, this project was started over a decade ago. The recent vacancy of the Huntington Bank building gave us a head start by allowing the city administrative offices to move out of this building into the former Huntington building, thus creating space for the fire and police departments to expand. The police department portion of the project is near completion, and we are pleased to begin the fire department building. The project cost will be approximately $3.5 million, which is a huge savings from the $8 million estimate over a decade ago. This project, designed by App Architecture, will add and renovate about 10,000 square feet of office space, living quarters, and apparatus bay space. It has been designed to get our first responders out the door more quickly, thus providing essential life-saving services to the Germantown Township and Germantown community. The project will take about a year to complete. We look forward to the dedication and ribbon cutting of this building same time next year. And now I would like to introduce Mayor Steve Bader. Mayor?
Great. Thank you, Judy. I also want to welcome you here to this historic event this evening. This day has been in the making for 10 years. Participating in this ceremony is indeed an honor and a privilege. This facility will better serve Germantown and the German Township in many ways. The benefits include more immediate and effective service, cost savings, enhanced ability to hire and maintain desired personnel levels. For our first responders, they will realize benefits such as improved quarters, high safety standards, ability to properly maintain equipment and clothing. This facility would not come to fruition without the commitment of the city staff, the architects, and others who worked diligently as a team to plan every aspect of the facility. Now I would like Chief Aldred to come forward to accept a plaque commemorating the groundbreaking and to make a few comments. Chief.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mayor Bader. Thank you, Judy. Thank you to all in attendance tonight.
I appreciate you being here this evening and being part of this groundbreaking ceremony. Although some of you may see this groundbreaking as the beginning of this project, a tremendous amount of thought, planning, and effort has transpired to get us here. The new fire EMS station, which will be complete about 1 year from now, has been proposed and discussed since about 2005. The need is there. Portions of the current fire EMS quarters in this building behind us have been operating here for about 66 years since 1953. The new facility will provide for higher standards of safety for our fire EMS personnel in having EMS decontamination room, turnout gear room, ample apparatus bay space, storm shelter, and a training room. The new structure will provide staff restrooms with showers for personnel, something we've never had in the past. There will also be a new day room with modern kitchen, bunk rooms for personnel spending the night. Again, something else we've never been fortunate enough to have in the past. This should make for an updated and more comfortable work environment for our first responders. The new layout of the station at its current site has been a challenge for the architects, but they have managed to incorporate everything that is needed, and we are happy with the design. It should provide a more efficient response time for citizens at a much lower cost than was ever proposed in the past. I'd like to take this time to thank City Manager Judy Gilliland for recognizing the need, Mayor Bader and Council for their support of the project, Pat Shively, our Finance Director, the Fire Oversight Committee members, Township Trustees, Veterans Memorial Park Committee, and Germantown Rescue Squad Incorporated for their efforts to keep the project going. I would very much like to thank the staff of Germantown Fire EMS, who you see some of them standing behind me, EMS Chief Bev Campbell, Captain Charles Zecker, and all your firefighters and EMTs that work very hard to protect and serve our citizens in a time of need. They do a great job, and I commend them for their efforts. In closing, I would like to thank the citizens of German Township community, whose support of fire EMS services has been vital in accomplishing this goal. We look forward to inviting all of you back about 1 year from now to see your new fire EMS Station 63. Thank you.
Okay, now we're ready for some ceremonial shovel shots. So, if I could have the mayor and council, township trustees, fire oversight committee, Rick and Tim from App Architecture, Bilberry Construction, Rob, Jesse, Dela, Bob McLean, Bev Campbell, Chief Dan, Chief Roy. 1, 2, 3.
Why is it important for the community to have modern fire facilities?
Well, the facility we've been housed in since 1953 is just that. It's a facility from 1953. It was built when apparatus was much smaller. We had less pieces of apparatus. We merged with EMS in 2007 and took on all the ambulances and rescue trucks, so on and so forth. So for us to get a new facility within about a year's time from now that will provide ample apparatus, bay space, bunk rooms for people that spend the night, turnout gear room, so the turnout gear is separated from the diesel exhaust, separated from the living quarters, EMS decontamination room, beautiful new kitchen for the guys that spend their days here. Just good thing in all. for not just the firefighters but the community, because it will also increase our response time. If you've ever had the pleasure of looking in our storage building in the back, we have 5 pieces of equipment in the back. Sometimes it takes us 4 or 5 minutes to be able to move one piece of equipment out of the way in order to get the piece of equipment that we need. So those days will be gone. So response times will quicken. And we're centrally located right where the community wanted us. When we went out the last time and asked the community, they requested that we try and keep the fire station right about where it is. So that was one of the goals. Plus the cost savings. Looking at a standalone fire station was going to cost us in excess of $5 million. And here we've completed this project, or getting ready to start a project that will finish at about $3.5 million. So it's a huge savings as well to the citizens.
What were some of the challenges that you had to kind of overcome and work through this?
Well,
why did it take 10 years to?
Well, I think part of it, when we went out the last time, funding wasn't there. But then again, we were looking at a building that was going to be out along Route 4. The building was huge. It came with an $8 million price tag, which the citizens said they didn't want to do. I vowed multiple years ago to try and be diligent with the taxpayers' money, not be wasteful, and I've tried to do that in the past 10 years that I've been chief, and save money so that we could go forth with this. We don't have to put a levy on to build the building, so that's all good stuff.
All right. Anything else you want to add about the project?
I'm thrilled that it's underway. I look forward to a new station for the community about 1 year. So come back and see us in June of 2020 when we have our open house.